From time immemorial, men have been using women as tools of enjoyment. When a man is depressed, he goes out to have some fresh air and goes to a shopping center or mall. He buys a cold drink and sits outside or by the window to watch women, not men. After a couple of hours, he feels good and he goes home. When Islam tells women to wear the hijab, it is saying, enough is enough. Women, cover up. You're not for public use. Do not let them use you like that.
It also gives me freedom that I can respect myself as a woman. I don't need to wear for you, man. I wear for myself. I wear for my husband. I don't need to please you because I need this job. Islam actually gives me a right to wear proper clothing, and I'm not forced to do it.
In the beginning, I wore a hijab when I prayed. It started to bug me a little bit that I would wear the hijab while praying and then take it off and go outside. I started to feel that Allah, or God, as we say Allah, sees me always, not just when I'm praying. So if I go outside, He's also there and He's also watching me. It's not just a thing when you're praying. So I decided about half a year after I converted to start wearing the hijab. And ever since, I've been wearing it, never took it off.
What about the women who do not wear the head cover or scarf? Should we look down on them? Absolutely not. They are just as respected, as dignified as all the other sisters or women in Islam. They consider that covering the head is a step higher or maybe a step forward. Later on, maybe in life, she would like to pick up the head cover. But when she understands more about it, nobody forces anybody to wear the head cover.
As women in Islam, we have to wear a veil. And personally, I think wearing a veil is a process. It's not a trendy kind of stuff. No, women need to have the time to know how they're going to wear the veil and how they're going to behave, because wearing a veil is a responsibility. And inshallah, I will wear the veil.
Just like converting to Islam was a process, wearing hijab was also a process. I didn't wear hijab when I first converted to Islam. I waited for a while until I thought it was the right time. Of course, I didn't want to upset my family. I was afraid of losing friends. I didn't want to not be able to find work. And I was living in New York City after 9/11, so it wasn't really a very friendly time for Muslims. But I knew I wanted to do it, so one day I just decided that I would wear hijab, and I did.
When it was time to take a next step, I went one week with wearing hijab to work. And they told me that you cannot work with hijab in this place here. So I told them that actually it's 1 week to go to Ramadan and I really want to wear hijab. And I told you 3 months ago that I'm a Muslim. When it comes to Ramadan, I'm going to wear the hijab. I didn't have any knowledge, but I knew that Ramadan is a very holy month and I wanted to wear hijab in this month. Why and however, I didn't know by then, but I just felt I have to do that. And they offered me the double of the salary if I just take it off and stay for the next season, because all the kids love me and they want to come back only for me, so please stay. And they gave me an apartment, they gave me the food, they gave me everything. So when they were just firing me because of that, I was completely in the street and they told me, you have 1 week just to pick up your place, to clean up your place and get your stuff out of your apartment, and then we don't want to see you again. When I was actually cleaning up the apartment and I went back to the hotel for once, they kicked me out by the security. They kicked me out by security because I'm not allowed to go in this hotel again. I'm not working here anymore, and I just wanted to visit one of my colleagues to say goodbye to him, and they kicked me out by security. I had 1 week to find a solution for myself, where to stay, what to do, how. I didn't even have money to take a ticket back to Germany, and I knew I don't want to go back to Germany. And 2 weeks before that, I had an incident that I met somebody who was meeting me every day after work, who answers questions about Islam and the questions I have. He was the first person who was actually just interested to help me about my Islamic interest, who doesn't say why don't we go after work and have a coffee and then I will answer your question. No, he was the first one who said, any question you have, just ask me and I will try to help you. And if I don't have the answer, I will call people who can have the exact answer. So this person told me that he has lots of contacts in Cairo. He can maybe help me to have a work. And we went to Cairo and he introduced me to a family who are only girls and an old lady with her 2 daughters. And I was living with them for 4 months. And they just gave me a home until I found a job and settled down and found my own small apartment. And they were just showing me how to live as a Muslim with all detail.